to represent the rural music. A very pleasant good morning from the News Center of the Renaissance Communications Incorporated. Welcome to News Day. Today is June 30, 2023. I'm Augustine Sar presenting. In the headlines, President George Weah congratulates Julius Maada Bio on his re-election as president of neighboring Sierra Leone following a tense electoral process. Associate Justice James Etta Wolokoli wants Liberians reviewed the electoral laws to challenge provisions that are not applicable in Liberia. Head of the Liberia Electricity Corporation discloses huge progress in fighting against power theft in the country. And off the home front, French police man charged with voluntary homicide and placed under arrest over the killing of a teenager, which sparked nationwide protests, according to the BBC. The detail of these plus many more, the active forces of those behind the news. The test reaction to 0776296659. The summary of the news comes on at 7:25. Let's take a break. We'll be back very shortly. Thank you for being here. Welcome back to this edition of the program news today. In developments we have to follow this morning, opposition members of the Liberian Senate have succumbed to the demand of the ruling coalition for democratic change to pass the 60 million United States dollar financing agreement. The loan agreement between the government and the International Development Association was recently passed by the House in a process Representative Clarence Masakwe described as a counterproductive to good governance. The instrument was heavily opposed during Tuesday's session by opposition senators, and their stance led to Senate Pro Tem taking fish of the agreement. It, however, resurfaced in plenary on Thursday. Here is an highlight of senators in session.
Lancaster County, Senator John Canal Lawrence. Senator County, Senator J. Milton Churchill.
On the loan, Senator County, Senator T.J. vote yes.
Senator Councilor Austin Chip.
I vote yes.
Berrien County, Senator J. Robert Brown.
I vote yes.
Senator James P. Diamond.
I vote no.
State Kidnap County, Senator Councilor Barney Sherman.
Yes.
Senator Simeon Boyman Taylor.
Yes.
Bond County, Senator Dr. Eric Sopa.
Even as this move was already part of the budget, agreed upon the revenue component of the budget, and our people need it for development and for yes.
Senator Prince Common Boyd.
No.
Lima County, Senator Prince Y. Johnson.
Recognizing that
Grand Judah County, Senator A. Marshall Dennis. Senator Winston Dillon Smith.
as part of the World Bank budgetary support that was captured in the 2023 national budget that was passed by the National Legislature of August.
Council County, Senator Mooney Kish Backward. George J. County, Senator Kamido B. Wilson.
Yes, as explained.
General Jonathan Bocha Sewood. Quingo, Baburo County, Senator Daniel F. Napensin. Senator Boto County.
Majority opposition lawmakers there at the Liberian Senate succumbing to the passage of the 60 million United States dollars financing agreement. Associate Justice James Etta Wolokori wants Liberians to begin reviewing the electoral laws to challenge provisions that are not applicable in the country. Justice Wolokori also stressed the need for politicians to hire the services of lawyers to review the electoral laws, noting that some may not be applicable considering the many challenges.
So now we're coming for elections. We have laws in elections, Lord, that you might not agree with. Please do not come to us election time to discuss it. We are saying start to challenge it now. Look at those laws. Say to yourself, is this law fair? Is it fair to all concerned? Say to yourself, to your lawyer, look at those laws. Which are the laws we are supposed to challenge? Which of those laws are impracticable? And we discuss it long before the election. But when you bring it, what they say here is that those of you who are here, get your lawyers, start to go through the various laws that we have regarding elections, the regulations, and the what you call the rules and regulations set by NEC. Study them. Because you know, as we go times change, and so study laws will change. So you start to look at all of them and who wait for October. Then October is saying, well, how you want them to come to how you want them to come to my realm? And you said, no, they know what it is. But NEC can change its regulations at any time. They can change it if they look at the situation in the country. They can say, look, it's not practicable for us to keep this timetable. We need to make this timetable.
Also speaking, the president of the Liberia Council of Churches, Reverend Samuel Rees, said the LCC will continue to preach for peace, democracy, and the rule of law in the country. Reverend Rees pledged his leadership and members of LCC's commitment to remain politically neutral, independent, and to stand for the respect of human rights. Today's development, a representative of Sparent in District 3, Montserrat County, has donated, despite the defined posture of the Minister of Finance and Health to appear before the Liberian Senate, Senators Albert G. and Augustine T. have defended the minister's action. It can be recalled, members of the Senate requested government ministries and agencies, especially the Ministries of Finance and Health, to present their budget performance report for the past budget years to inform Senate decision for budgetary appropriations. Here are the senators raising concerns during Thursday's section. However, this House Senators Augustine Chi and Pro Tem Albert Chi called on their colleagues to continue the engagements with the two ministers rather than holding them in contempt.
It's correct. But I want to also understand that the role of the minister requires for the deputies travel out of this country most of the time. And that's a fact. I want to appeal to all of us, to temper justice with mercy. Oh, yeah, that would be I'm sure you want to do that. So I want to go and by Tuesday I will go. No, you agree. Let's get on Tuesday.
Senator Augustine Chair and Potent Upper Chair there. Your reasons why. Your colleagues should reason with them. The head of the Liberia Electricity Corporation has disclosed the connection of over 17,000 households since the launch of the anti-power theft campaign in the country. According to Monica Tan, several containers of meters are also expected in country soon to enable LEC connect more homes. He said as part of the rebranding of Liberia Electricity Corporation, the entity is working with its partners to ensure transformers and meters are available to serve various communities and homes.
Since we started the anti-power theft campaign, we have connected over 17,000 households. I can tell you now that we have several containers on the sea coming with meters, and we will connect as many households as possible. I always tell the staff here at LEC that I don't want meters anymore to be gold dust. I want meters to be sand. If somebody come and say, I have a meter, I want to sell to you to say, oh, but forget about it, we can go to LEC any day and get meter. That's where I want to carry us, because we have discovered through all of the data collection and analysis that we have done that the number one motivation for power theft is when people cannot get access to meters. And we know that, and we're going to follow a strategy to solve that problem. Since we took over, we have replaced hundreds of transformers. Many communities that never had current, their transformers were down for months. We have replaced them, and we're still replacing transformers. And it's a very expensive exercise. A transformer is not a light bulb. You can't go and buy it for $2, $3, $5. We're talking about thousands of dollars. So when we destroy them, it's a major expense on the company. But we have to do that, because without transformer, we cannot provide electricity to the individual customers. We are celebrating the rebirth of LEC. Still, we are 50 years old, but in reality, we were reborn and had to learn to crawl and walk again and start to build back everything that we had. So it has been a major challenge for us.
At the same time, Monica Tan has disclosed that an assessment has been completed in Bon Mines, Lower Bon County, for the construction of additional 150 megawatts hydroelectric plant. The acting LEC board chair also disclosed that the Rabat International Airport is expected to be electrified by Liberia Electricity Corporation before the end of 2023.
And I can tell you, the president has put electricity way up on his list of priorities. If you look at the programs that we are working on right now, you'll be surprised. 3 weeks ago, I went all the way to Bon Mines. So the site that we have selected, we're going to be building a brand new hydroelectric plant with 150 megawatts. Now imagine today, all the electricity you are enjoying right now is coming from Mount Coffee. Not even CLSG. All the electricity is Mount Coffee right now. Currently. We are nothing from CLSG. Imagine if we did not have Mount Coffee, where we would be. But imagine tomorrow we have another Mount Coffee, will even bigger, 150 megawatt. What we have at Mount Coffee is 88 megawatt. We'll be moving to adding another one for 150 megawatt. And imagine where that is going to take us. I should tell you, you'll be surprised to know that right now we have excess electricity, that some of the electricity we're even putting on the CLSG and selling it back to Arabos. We are going places, and we can go places. We're expanding LEC right now as far as Riela. When you take the Kakata corridor all the way to Riela, you go to Bowater side, Clay, Roberts Foot, all those areas are covered by LEC. And this year, LEC will provide electricity to the Roberts International Airport. And that entire corridor, including Marshall, I think you can see the light posts, the transmission lines going up. 2 substations have been built on that highway, and the only reason we are not on now is because of delays caused by the road construction.
Monica Tan is the acting board chair of the Liberia Electricity Corporation. When we just tune in, this is a reminder that you're listening to the Friday, June 30, 2023 edition of the program News Day. It is a production of 20 minutes of news about Liberia, Africa, and our one word. My name is Augustine Sarr, and these are the top stories we are closely following this morning. President George Weah congratulates Julius Maada Bio on his re-election as president of neighboring Sierra Leone following a tense electoral process. Associate Justice James Etta Wodekoli wants Liberians to review the electoral laws to challenge provisions that are not applicable in Liberia. Head of the Liberia Electricity Corporation discloses huge progress in the fight against power theft in the country. And of the Home Front, French policeman charged with voluntary homicide and placed on arrest over the killing of a teenager, which sparked nationwide protest. To this development, President George Weah says Liberia and the United States of America have shared values and common positions on political ideology, liberal democracy, open capitalist economic systems, human rights, and the exercise and protection of the rights of their citizens. The Liberian leader said Liberia holds these shared values as sacred and will continue to defend them without compromise. President Weah revealed that together Liberia will continue to be aggressive for what is right for Liberia in order to save Liberia from those who want to be aggressive for what is wrong for Liberia.
Liberia is a natural and mutual ally of the United States. Some of the founding fathers of the Republic of Liberia came out of the United States. India and equality. Although Liberia was never a colony of the United States, Liberia was not left alone in their struggle to defend independence and sovereignty. The United States declared special and as well stands about humble beginnings as Africa's first republic. So we have many independent countries throughout our existence. We are going to descend for the part of our relationship. Our two countries have shared values and common position on political ideology, liberal democracy, open capitalist economic system, and human rights. Both these values are sacred and continue to shine them our community. We will continue to be aggressive while right Liberia in order to save Liberia from those who want to be aggressive right. We are also very proud of the leadership role that the United States has played, continue to play on the world stage. Flag remains a traditional friend and ally to fight along with you in our common cause in defense of democracy across the world. It is in this light and the viewers support the United Nations and international concerted efforts on the restoration of lasting peace in Ukraine. We will remain united in our common stand on human rights, governance, and
Is President George Weah. They're speaking at the 247th Independence Day of the United States of America. Let's now bring you a few of your test reactions right here on News Today just before we take the summary of the news. And this one coming says, good morning, News Day. Let me take this time to appreciate the Liberia Electricity Corporation for the level of impact it has made over the last 15 years. Even though there are a lot of challenges, but it is making it possible way. Therefore, on behalf of the people of Bassa, I'm currently asking the CEO of AEC, Monica Tam, to please take AEC power to Buchanan as soon as possible, because they have resolved of spending more money on community current. Hotel Grace says in this test reaction. This one says, good morning, Newsday. My name is Smith Lover. He writes from my district 3. He says, let's say many thanks to AEC for fighting against power theft. But my disappointment, we paid for our meters since 2 months up to now. We have not gotten our meters. Let the AEC try and work on the meters issue. Anyway, God will help us, Mr. Cummings. This is the way forward. The law is the law. And this test reaction coming says, good morning, News Day. It says, my name is Hannah Piri, a retired police officer, lives in Carwell. My good president, we are pleased to prevail on your finance minister to pay us our police pension money on time. We have no other job and strength. We need to feed and pay our children's school fees. Secondly, we want you to increase our pension monthly. Test reaction. And this one coming says, "Hi, Newsday. My name is James D. Colley, commonly known as the political moderate. He joined us from district number 1. He said, let me say bravo to the people of Sierra Leone for the election conducted, peaceful election conducted. This test reaction, good morning, Newsday. All those lawmakers who voted against the ratification of the 65 billion IDA financing loan agreement are not in the interest of the country, knowing that this instrument was part of the 2023 national budget. From George Christopher Woolley, the second of District 2, Maigebe County. This test reaction just coming. Says, good morning, Newsday. They are here that the 65 million loans and financial agreement was passed through the both houses. Our honorable men and women are looking for money to carry on their political campaign, but we are awaiting their comes October 10, 2023. Ahmed Hamad of Kakata, Maigebe County, he sends in this test reaction. Followed for your test reaction segment on Newsday. Good morning, Newsday. Let me join His Excellency President George Weah to wish Mr. Malabio congratulations for his re-election as President of Sierra Leone. Let me also thank the people of Sierra Leone for making a decision by re-electing their president, despite of the many challenges that now exist globally. Thanks for being wise citizens. Pascal Davy of District 6, Monserrado County, he writes. Johnson Batoma is next with the summary of the news.
Good morning, Augustine. Good morning to all. President George Weah says Liberia and the United States of America have shared values and common positions on political ideology, liberal democracy, open capitalist economic systems, human rights, and the assistance or exercise and protection of human rights for their citizens. The Liberian leader said Liberia holds these shared values as scared and will continue to defend them without compromise. President Weah revealed that together, Liberia will continue to be aggressive for what is right for Liberia in order to save Liberia from those who want to be aggressive for what is wrong for Liberia. Opposition members of the Liberian Senate have succumbed to the demand of the coalition of Ruling Coalition for Democratic Change to pass the $60 million United States dollars financing agreement. The loan agreement between the government and the International Development Association was recently passed by the House in progress Representative Karen Massaquoi described as counterproductive to good governance. President George Weah has congratulated Julius Malabio, president of Nairobi, Sierra Leone, following his landmark victory in his country's presidential polls. The governing Sierra Leonean People's Party obtained 56% of the votes, thus securing a first-round victory. The opposition's All People's Congress of Samoa
on the radio now.
Associate Justice globally wants Liberians to begin reviewing the electoral laws to challenge provisions that are not applicable in the country. Associate Wodokoli also stressed the need for politicians to hire the services of lawyers to review the electoral laws, noting that some may not be applicable, considering the many challenges. And away from Liberia, a French policeman has been charged with voluntary homicide and placed under the custody ahead of trial for the killing of a teenager at point blank range, which sparked up nationwide protests. That's a new summary back to Augustine Sarr.
The summary of the news is a record feature on our Newsday program. Let's take a few of the test reaction just before we call it a day right here on this Friday edition of Newsday. And this one says, I believe it is not, says the opposition lawmakers joined the orders because all of them will not be going back to the House. before that money will be distributed as benefits of them. But I can tell them that history with God, well, this came in, this started. Let's bring you this test reaction right here on our news program. This test reaction coming says, Newsday, this, this is some technical problem with test reaction coming. This started, this other one coming says, good morning, Newsday. Good morning to the peace-loving people of Liberia, Newsday. I hear that some opposition senators voted yes in favor of the government. Wow, what a lawmaker we have in this country. And some of them, test, test reaction. Let me see this test reaction. This one said the loan. Good morning, Newsday. I'm Joseph Zota Yabawolo. He's my concern has been drawn to members of the House of Elders. We are already having a struggling economy, and a vast majority of our people are in abject poverty. Why is it that they have agreed again to pass another loan? This loan deed is meaningless, like Firestone in 1926, with no trickle-down effect on the lives of common citizens. Here, we will meet at the ballot box. Well, on that note, that's how we love to leave you on this edition of the program News Day. But just before we leave you, these are the top stories we closely followed this morning. President George Weah congratulates Julius Maada Bio on his re-election as president of neighboring Sierra Leone following a tense electoral process. Associate Justice James Etta Wolokori wants Liberians reviewed the electoral laws to challenge provisions that are not applicable in Liberia. Head of the Liberia Electricity Corporation discloses huge progress in the fight against power theft in the country. And off the home front, French policeman charged with voluntary homicide and placed on arrest over the killing of a teenager, which sparked nationwide protest. We'd love to say thanks to you for your listening. Thanks to all of our reporters, correspondents, and contributors for making this edition a success. Thanks as well to our affiliate radio stations for reading our news. Johnson Batoma coordinated the sounds aspect and brought you the summary of the news. I'm Augustine Sai. I presented. Thanks for listening.